here's Brody Brazil.
So first of all, the things I'm about to discuss here in this video, I actually had no clue any of this was even happening until I heard friends of this channel, Leah Merrill and Craig Morgan, discussing it all on PHNX Sports. You should check them out. I'll link to their channel down below. But it's essentially fans of the now inactive Arizona Coyotes. They're not gone for good, I hope. They don't exist anymore. The league bought the Coyotes and then turned around and sold them to the Smith Entertainment Group up in Salt Lake City. So we're in limbo of the Coyotes, and yeah, everybody's hoping, waiting, and wishing for a reboot, a Coyotes 2.0, myself included. But in the meantime, you've got other NHL teams from the Southwest region coming in, and I kid you not, literally poaching away Coyotes fans. Most specifically, the Golden Knights. But obviously, the Utah Hockey Club is involved with this. Maybe the Avs will eventually do this too. How about the Kings and Ducks down in Southern California? As the crow flies, they're not technically that far away from the Valley. But it's an interesting situation right now that these fans, they still do exist. Hockey fans are down there in Phoenix. Maybe they'll follow the players that they loved up to Salt Lake City for a few years, but maybe that will fade. Maybe they'll pick a new team. Maybe their hockey fandom just goes dormant. But the point is, right now, some other teams are taking a very active approach into poaching hockey fans down in Arizona. And I choose and use my words very carefully here on this YouTube channel. You know that. And the definition of poaching is exactly this. Number one, to encroach upon, especially for the purpose of taking something. I'm not really going to worry about the second definition. That's too much about animals. But yeah, number one, to encroach upon, I don't know, state lines, a territory, a geography, the Phoenix metro area, the valley, to encroach upon that. If you're from Las Vegas or if you're from Denver, let's say, for the specific purpose of taking something. Well, yeah, those teams want to take hockey fans' money anywhere they can get it, but they're specifically trying to take or get or earn their hockey fandom. And I'll get to the Golden Knights in just a second, but let's first begin with the Utah Hockey Club. They have billboards running right now in the Phoenix metro area, and shout out to Chase Beardsley who posted this on X. On Channel 61 in Arizona, you can watch the Utah Hockey Club. In fact, that is your TV home of the Utah Hockey Club, which sounds and feels interesting. Number one, because there's no mascot, and well, because a lot of the players on the team, if you look at them, they're wearing just a different jersey. You recognize them as Coyotes players from last year and beyond. But the point is, this is weird, but it also kind of makes sense that the Utah Hockey Club would retain the rights to broadcast their games in the Phoenix market because some fans in Arizona, they still feel connected or they want to keep tabs on their team or their favorite players, and maybe they don't feel disgruntled by this. So I understand this, but it's interesting, right, that the team is outwardly advertising their TV partner in Arizona and trying to say, hey, we're still a team. We moved. We kind of ditched you, but you can still watch us. So that's going on right now. The Utah Hockey Club is not turning their back. I think that's the most important thing. They're not turning their back on Arizona. They are actively pursuing hockey fans down there to continue following the team. Cable Channel 6, over the air on Channel 61, you can watch the Utah Hockey Club. But this is a little bit different. This is the Vegas Golden Knights on their social channels promoting two things. Number one, hockey clinics that they're running right there at AZ Ice over in Gilbert, but also a watch party that they held this past weekend to watch the Knights take on the Florida Panthers, at 3 p.m. And so that seems a little aggressive, right? All things considered. We're at the very beginning of the next hockey season. The Coyotes are gone, and some fans down there probably feel all of the different emotions. And yeah, technically Vegas is the closest team geographically to where the Coyotes were. But just look at the visual right there. The cheer squad, the mascot. Yeah, come on in, Arizona fans. We got you. Wait, you were the enemy as of 8 months ago. And now you're here in our territory trying to take this over and poach the fans? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that one. And I did spend some time here to make the map and show you the lay of the land. So we are going to get into this thoroughly here. But you know where Phoenix is. You know where the Desert Dogs used to be. And you obviously know straight north is Salt Lake City. So that's a certain distance away. And to some degree, again, That one makes sense. It's where the players and the coaching staff and a lot of favorites went, so for the time being, Arizona fans still might feel that connection. Geographically speaking, though, the Golden Knights are the closest thing to Phoenix. Now, I'm not saying that they're trying to convince Arizona residents to make that drive northwest up to Las Vegas and go to games, but maybe they are. Or maybe they're just trying to plant seeds like, hey, we're out here, we've been good, you should know about us, and for the time being, while you don't have a team, you can be fans of us. But what would stop teams like the Avs, or maybe even the Kings and Ducks down in Southern California, from doing this exact same thing? I mean, look at this. There is like a regional competition to try and pick up fans of hockey down in the Phoenix metro area. And if you're thinking, oh, well, they didn't show up in bunches, and how many fans are there down there? No, there's a lot. They didn't support the team so well because of a lot of different things, ownership included, couldn't secure a new arena, and on and on and on. But in terms of media market rankings and where there's just a lot of eyes and ears and potential hockey fans, look at markets 6 and 7 here in the United States. Houston, where there has not been an NHL team, and Atlanta, where there has been a couple different versions of the NHL. And might they go back to Atlanta for a third time? I don't know. But down there at 11, right behind the Bay Area, where I'm from, with the San Jose Sharks, number 11 in the United States is Phoenix. So you know that's why two things. That's why, number one, other teams are interested in poaching. They know there's a lot to take down there. And number two, that's what makes me think the NHL will eventually be back in Phoenix. So what can teams do? Like, what would the Avs do, for example, if they came down? Now, Utah, as far as I know, is the only one that has the broadcast rights to the Phoenix market and the Arizona region. So, like, the Golden Knights can't start broadcasting their games on a different channel, as far as I understand. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know all the details of the contracts, but I'm pretty sure that Utah got to retain the Arizona market for broadcast. But what other teams can do is come on down, run a youth hockey camp, do some watch parties of your team's game, maybe sell your merchandise, open up a team shop, or just a small little something to sell Avs gear or sell Ducks gear. And you could also start clubs and marketing, like you can start collecting the information of fans just to make sure they stay in the loop with the Kings or the Ducks or the Golden Knights or the Avs. But again, the Utah Hockey Club, I'm kind of putting them in a separate category here because they were the Coyotes, and it's weird, like I said, but it's still more of an understandable thing. So what are my overall feelings with all of this? Number one, yeah, this was really quick to jump on the opportunity, wasn't it? I mean, we are a couple weeks into the brand new regular season, and this is the first season in a long time, multiple decades where there are no Arizona or Phoenix Coyotes, if you want to take it back in the day. So this is very timely and fresh. And if there is a wound for a lot of hockey fans in Arizona who are missing their team, missing their sport in person right now at the NHL level, I don't know how they should feel about this. Kind of weird, to be honest, probably. Number two, is this good or bad for Arizona hockey fans? Well, number one, you don't have a team anymore, but other teams are trying to bridge themselves to you. So that's not a bad thing, right? If they're trying to put more into the community, if they're trying to do something, okay. Like, despite the intentions, the actual actions, okay, maybe that's not the worst thing for Arizona hockey fans, but will it eventually segment the Phoenix market? What if the Golden Knights come in and do a tremendous job and they win over a bunch of people in Phoenix, and now you got a bunch of random Golden Knights fans in the Valley? And then when the Coyotes come around 2.0, whoever buys the expansion team there and pays all that money for the rights, now they got to deal with a bunch of Golden Knights fans that became Golden Knights fans during this downtime before there was officially Coyotes 2.0. You see what I'm saying? Why would you allow the market to get segmented? It's already weird enough that the Utah Hockey Club has that ex-girlfriend type connection, and now you're opening up even more possibilities. And yeah, I still think that Phoenix is a top choice for expansion. I understand what people will say about how and why it didn't succeed the first time around. There was just a lot of things to get in its way. And I think given the proper foundation and circumstances, it's going to be just fine with the 2.0 variety. So Coyotes fans getting poached, yeah, I'm going to say, like, that's a real thing right now. This is interesting. This is unique, obviously, in the realm of sports relocation. Fortunately, we don't have to think about this or deal with this or worry about this too much, but to some degree, it's definitely happening right now. Hey, you've made it here to the end of this video. I appreciate that. Thumbs up down below greatly helps me in this video and this channel. And before you go, take one quick second, go down there and make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way I can definitely get to see you back here next time.